yesterday, remember?
Exactly.
Okay,
Okay.
Jack was beginning, so Jack, you can just start talking whenever you want.
Okay. So hello. As Mackenzie mentioned, today we're going to talk about environmental policy, or specifically Paris Agreement. So, oh gosh, environmental policy. Oh, next slide.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Environmental policy is any measure by the government or corporation requiring the effects of human activities on the environment. Oop, okay. So why do we need environmental policy? Oh gosh. Environmental policies are needed because environmental values are usually not considered in organizing decision making. There are two main reasons for this omission. First is environmental effects are economics externalities. Polluters do not usually bear the consequences of their action, and the negative effects most often occur elsewhere in the future. Second, natural resources are always underpriced because they're often assumed to have infinite. Wait, what?
Infinite availability. You're good.
Yeah, inability. So together, those factors result in the American ecologist Gerd Harding in 1968 called the duality of the commons. And that's also a concept highlighting the difference between individual and collective rationality. The pool of natural resources can be considered as a common that everyone can use to their own benefits. For an individual, it is rational to use a common resource. Oh, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, sorry, that was on accident. Go ahead.
Without considering its limitation. But then self-interested behavior will lead to the depletion of shared limited resources. And that is not anyone interested. Individuals do so nevertheless because they reap the benefit in the short term, but the community pay the cost of the depletion in the long term. Since incentive for individual to use the common sustainably are weak, government has a role in the protection of the commons.
Cool. Can we move on to the next slide?
Yeah.
Already. Why does it? Okay, there we go.
So Paris Agreement. So it's not technically environmental policy, but it's the agreement. Yeah. And a new course in the global climate effort.
Yeah. Okay, I will take over from here. So as Jack said, the Paris Agreement, it's not technically policy. It's an accord between different countries. And so that impacts policy because it's a set of guidelines that they have to follow. And in order to reach those goals, they have to create legislation. So that's why we're talking about it. A quote from the UN is the Paris Agreement sets out a global framework to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius, pursuing efforts to limit it to 1.5 degrees Celsius. So that 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius range, I'm very intelligent. Yes, range is what we're aiming for. So that is the biggest thing about the Paris Agreement. That is the framework that it sets on, is that range. And so basically the idea is, how are we going to get there? What responsibilities do countries have in order to get our global warming to between 1.5 and 2? Okay, so here's just a little graph showing you the dire state of the world. So we have this baseline that you can see, which is sort of the pre-industrial average, like that's what is accepted. And then since the 1980s, we've been increasing by fragments of a degree. So at the moment, we're about at 1 degree Celsius increase from pre-industrial era. And as we know, we have between 1.5 and 2. That is where we need to be. We need to be below that, or else things will be very bad. Okay, here's just a little map that made me cry. Them ice caps do be melting. As you can see, every single part of the globe has gotten warmer, except for a few patches in Canada. We love Canada. Shout out to my Canadians in Antarctica, but pretty much everywhere else is. Why am I tearing up? Okay, pretty much everywhere else is warming. Last night was wild, as everybody will know. Okay, so here's just a little outline of the Paris Agreement and how they're going to keep between those temperatures. The first thing we can see here is that outline, and then the other thing is finance, which is that rich countries are going to be providing more money than developing countries. Makes a lot of sense, especially when you consider that who's the one that is causing the warming? Not the poorest countries. No, it's America and China. So that's what that is. That's again what the differentiation is. Developed countries are going to take the lead in the reduction of greenhouse gases because they both have that responsibility, and they also have I lost my train of thought. They have the responsibility and they have the resources to do so. Yeah. And so again, burden sharing, review mechanism, they're actually legally responsible and held accountable to stick within these guidelines. And there's also that question of climate damage. So as climate change progresses, we're losing a lot of coastal cities. There's a lot of very bad things that are happening. So there's a question of like, who's going to pay for it? How are we going to fix these problems? Okay, now on to my favorite topic, Trump. This is where I lost it last night. Love y'all. Okay, here we go.
You're doing great, sweetie.
I needed that. So, as we might remember, June 1st, 2017, President Trump announced that the US is going to cease all participation in the 2015 Paris Agreement on climate change. So, this is kind of bad. I don't know if I made it clear, but we like the Paris Agreement. It's good. Good legislation. To be honest, the Paris Agreement really isn't enough. Even if we remain between that 1.5 and 2 degrees Celsius, we're still going to see irreversible effects of climate damage, of climate change, and it's going to be bad, but it's a lot better than just stepping back and like hoping that we can get to Mars by 2050. Spoiler alert, we probably can't. So yeah, everybody was really disappointed to hear that the United States wanted to pull out of the Paris Agreement, especially because pretty much every single country has adopted it and ratified it. The only ones that haven't ratified it are Middle Eastern countries in OPEC, who are facing like political pressure to not be in the Paris Agreement because it's bad for them economically, because their entire economy relies on oil, which is another conversation. So anyways, the United States wants to pull out of the Paris Agreement. What does this mean? Well, luckily, it's not that bad because the earliest date that the United States can actually stop being in the Paris Agreement is November 4th, 2020, which is about one day after the election. So, if a Democrat is to win the White House, so that would be Biden, who has pretty good economic and environmental policy, in my opinion, we would still be in the Paris Agreement. If Trump is reelected, who knows? Probably not, based off of what he's said so far for his political promises. So that's not great, especially because I don't think I put it in here, but there is a chart showing. Yeah, I didn't. There is a chart showing different countries' contributions to greenhouse gases. It's like us, and then it's China. So, not great. Definitely not great. So basically, the message is it's going to be fine. The good news is that American participation in elections is going. Wait, what was I going to say? American participation in the Paris Agreement will be ultimately determined by the outcome of the 2020 election. That's it. So if you can vote and you get your booty to the poll and you vote, I'm not going to tell you how to vote. You have big boy brains. You can figure it out. But I think you know who I don't want you to vote for. Anyways, if you get your booty to the poll and you vote, we can still be in the Paris Agreement. And I would strongly say that you should do that if you can vote. If you can't vote, sorry, there's just noise outside. Okay, if you can vote, yeah, that would be good. Okay, Kahoot time. Thank you for listening to me scream. Okay.
Okay. Who's sharing the Kahoot?
I will. My friend's cat is
Go for
being
it.
loud.
But yeah, Trump has already reversed so many environmental legislation, and no one has heard about it because the media won't cover it because there's so many other things that he's doing right now. So that's why we're covering it right now.
If you can't vote, it's worth noting that you could like try helping like with phone banking, like
Yeah.
local phone banking.
For sure. You can canvass. I did phone banking and canvassing for Bernie back when that was. All right. Okay. Also, I think Tiffany told me that she has like a list of like 300 environmental policies that Trump has.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now, but I think it got lost.
We shared it last week too, right? I don't know. Wait, let me see if we can find the link. But
Bro, my mom just walked in.
That's fine. Hello, Ayi.
She can't hear you. Hello, mom. She can't hear me.
Okay. 3, 2, quiz. What is environmental policy? Measures by a government regarding the effects of human activities on the environment or an agreement between countries to reduce the effects of humans on the environment. Okay. Ooh, we have Mr. Cowboy.
yeah, both
I
of
love
the
these names.
yeehaws.
I love these names. You guys are doing the most. Thank you for that. True or false? The Paris Agreement is an example of environmental policy. True or false? Do you want to quit and rejoin? No, I don't think I can. You guys like my Starbucks cup earrings? I am giving them free advertising on my face, and I feel
Do
guilty.
you like my eye earrings?
Okay, she wins. Tiffany wins. She made them herself too. Very good. Okay, Kai.
We'll make some
I'm assuming
tea.
Kai is Kai. True or false? Environmental effects are economic externalities. Oh, good job. That makes me so happy. Proud of you guys. I put it in little star emojis, so I was hoping that would help you guys remember, and I think it did. Wow. Wow. Okay. The Paris Agreement sets out a global framework to limit global warming to between what degrees Celsius? 1 and 2, 1.5 and 2.5, 1 and 2.5, 1.5 and 2. Okay, cool. Can you think of this? I got it. Wait, I emptied every 1.5 and I went off of that. Okay. Good job, most people, except for 5 of you, do better. I said it so many times, and that's on you. Yes, Kai, love to see it. Jay, settle for Biden, red is sus, and Mr. Cowboy. The Earth has warmed approximately how many degrees Celsius since the Industrial Revolution? I mentioned this. There was a little graph we saw. 0.5, 1.3, 1, 0.7. Those are your options. I'm gonna assume that's everyone. Yeah. 3 people got it right. That's kind of sad. Do better. Kai is still doing well, and we've had some movement. Good to see. True or false? Trump supports the Paris Agreement. Please get this right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, very good indeed. Podium. In first place, in third place, we have Red is sus. I agree, Red is very sus. In second place, we have Mr. Cowboy Man. In first place, have Kai. I believe Kai is Kylie. Is that right? Runners up, Jay, and settle for Biden.
She already won like
Hi,
one of them,
Kylie.
right?
I
So
I
you're
wanna
in
know
the
who
lead.
Jay points to.
You're in the lead. Nice job. Okay.
How do I
It's 10 minutes. Okay, perfect. Because we're gonna explain our project really quick. Get hyped because it's really cool. Sia, unmute. Oh wait, everyone check your email. I think Phoebe sent out the link to the Google form like a day ago. So check that. Go ahead and fill it out right now.
So,
Who has?
I'm sorry, go.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you got an invitation to join a Google group, that's not spam. That's our email getting flagged down as spam, and like we need you guys to prove that it's not spam. So
Yes, that too. We have too many people on our email list, so it keeps getting flagged down. Like we're trying to scam you, which I guess we're not. So go ahead and look for the Google form. Actually, I'll look for it now too and put it in the chat.
I just put it in the chat.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So you put it in the chat. Go ahead and fill that out. Who is the person who can see the responses for that Google form? Someone screen share that so we can see that y'all
that'll be
filled it
me.
out. Yes. And then kind of think about who you want to work with too. Do you want to explain more about what the project is about, Sia?
Right. So basically, once you fill it out, you basically choose which sector you want to do your project on, and the email too. We send a bunch of links that fall under each of these categories. So and give basically examples of solutions that are currently exist. The link isn't working. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me try again. Try this one.
Yes, looks good.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Yeah, so what I was saying is that basically you can go look at those links and see what current solutions are out there. And what this project is about is thinking of your own solution for one of the problems in this area. It doesn't have to be something major. It's not like you have to solve climate change one solution, but it could be some community, creating a composting system in your community, or creating a recycling system in your community. Like it's up to you, basically. And then next week I'll be sending out a template of basically how you can build a strategy or come up with a strategy, and probably gonna talk it over with whoever you choose to work with today.
Awesome. Once everyone fills it out, I think Sia can share the responses and see who wants to work in the same sector as someone else. That way we can pair you up with someone who wants to like kind of solve a problem that you want to solve in the same sector. Yeah. So how many responses do we have right now?
We have 5, and currently they're all in different sectors, which is great.
Under what? Oh.
Spread across several sectors.
There are many problems that go into multiple sectors, so we should be okay.
That's true. That's true.
Good job to Christina, Navia. Is that supposed to say Kavya? Is there another?
No, we have a Navia.
Oh,
Navia
I'm
and
gonna find you, Navia. I found
you.
you.
Kavya has not filled out the form.
There we go. Good job, Navia, and not to Kavya. Emma, me, Sammy, Tiffany, and Kylie. Good job to those people and those people only. Amen.
You can look at the individual responses too, so you can know.
Oh, my dad is calling me. Hello?
Okay, Kavya says she's choosing, so I guess it's fine.
We have one health.
Christina says health. Yes, that's really interesting. I mean, there's a lot of things right now going on with health. You can talk about how, like, I guess, how healthcare is affected by the smoke, the wildfires, maybe. I just read an article on that. They're taking out the ventilators. Anything else? Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's something called green hospitals where they put a bunch of plants on the roof.
Green hospitals, wildfires,
Okay. Now
I'll write
here's
it down in the chat.
food and agriculture. It's cool. Emma chose buildings and cities.
Surprise, surprise.
Oh, building, yes. If you're interested in architecture, maybe you could work with Emma to come up with a solution to something. So, yeah. Energy, that's really interesting too. That's really important right now. Everything's important right now.
You don't know what to choose, do the good old eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It has never done me wrong except for multiple times in chem honors.
Very true.
We don't talk about chem honors. I don't know what to choose. Okay, let's come up with a few ideas for each of them. So we did one for health, energy. What do
I'm gonna
we?
stop share right now.
We can brainstorm together.
Okay.
Thinking
Yeah.
for energy.
Energy. I recently wrote an article about how companies have to effectively advertise clean energy solutions to people in order to get them to buy it. So, because if you've done something for a really long time, it's hard to switch over to something new. Maybe an idea could be raising awareness of the benefits of clean energy in your school or amongst your neighbors, stuff like that. Make it another reason why people don't invest in clean energy is because they don't know enough about it or know where to actually research about it. So maybe pointing people in the direction of resources, experts, so because they're more likely to invest in something they actually know about.
Yep. Awesome.
Just one idea.
Okay, what was the next sector?
Next sector. We did energy, health. There's buildings and cities. Emma, you could.
Yeah, for buildings and cities, there's this code that all countries have to abide by, but a lot of the stuff in the code is kind of dumb and actually prevents us from having effective like energy efficient and effective buildings. For instance, with eco-urbanism, there's a bunch of rules about what plants you can and can't put, so it's like a bureaucratic nightmare. And there's actually like this policy to get the code changed so that it's a lot more simple. Basically, the point is build buildings that don't fall down, don't make people who are disabled have a harder life than they already do. And that's about it. So we don't really need like 65 pages. So yeah.
Okay, I put that. What's the next sector? What else did you guys pick?
There's transportation.
Transportation. Yes, I wrote one of my college essays on transportation. I wrote about a bus.
Y'all have written your college essays? I have not.
I just wrote like 2. Okay, anyways, but you can talk about solutions to actually what I did, and I'll just share my college essay with you guys. Well, I talked about the public transportation in San Jose, and I compared it to light rails and other stuff. So I'll say light rails in other countries, like, sorry, I'm typing, and then also just making it more clean, accessible, and yeah, mostly just clean and accessible to most people, like, so you don't have to pay as much and people actually want to use it. Like, people are like, oh my god, the buses are so dirty when they go to San Jose, but if we just like made them less dirty, maybe come up with a solution for that. Okay. Also, for the buildings and cities, I found this like really cool article about like walkable cities. So if someone wants to research that, that works too. Basically, it makes it so you don't have to take public transportation because you can just walk everywhere. Anyways, okay, what's the next sector?
Food and agriculture.
Okay. Should we just stop at this one right now because we're a little over time?
Yeah, I'll just quickly talk about that. For that, the composting thing could be one. Also, there's a bunch of farming methods like drip irrigation systems, or I forgot the other one, but I'll send it to you guys.
Permaculture. Yeah.
Hydroponics, where you're not using soil at all.
Oh, what is it called? We just talked about this. Native plant gardening. I don't know. Yes, there's some few ideas. If our secretary, I forgot which one it was, which one of you guys was it? Do you want to copy all those ideas and we can send it in an email so everyone has it if they want it? That's it for today. Yeah, start thinking about the project. It's not a big deal. We're just coming up with the ideas, you know? Docia, didn't want to add anything about the project? Is she frozen? Okay, well, you guys are free to go. And yeah, just start thinking about it. So
it's gonna be very fun. We're
yeah,
gonna
it'll be
be
really
engaged.
fun.
We're gonna learn. Our brains are gonna get so fat, guys.
And if you have an idea about who you want to work with, go ahead and just like start talking to them too. Everyone is fine. So yeah.
See y'all
Bye.
soon. I'll mark down that
Friday.
Kylie one.
Tuesday. I don't know why I said Friday, but see you guys soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Wait, Phoebe, stay on.